Yeah.
Another state.
Yeah.
So is that, oh, you don't have a picture of this. Who's down in Wheelocks? Hi, Wheelocks.
Yes. Thank you. I don't have a picture, no camera.
Oh, okay.
In some ways that's good. In some ways it's not good.
Right. Yeah, I can't, yeah, these things make you crazy when you look at yourself in them. They make you crazy.
Uh-huh.
Michelle,
Yeah.
did you receive my message?
What message? I don't know what that was. No.
I sent you an email
I don't know. Like today?
yesterday.
Oh, I don't know that I got that.
How did she put that in the background?
I just hit it. It like gives you a virtual background. Yeah. I don't know that I got an email from you, Camille. My email's been a little wacky. You might need to resend it.
Okay.
Because my roommate was sending me stuff and I didn't get it. So,
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Has everybody seen the documentary on Camille?
That's what I was sending.
Fabulous.
Oh, is that documentary?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fabulous too. Yeah. This
Where-
is saying my
sorry.
connection's unstable.
Is this a new documentary?
Yes, it's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Wow. Where is it available?
Oh, it's really good.
What's it called? I'm gonna write it down so I can find it. Is it available online?
I don't think so, right?
Yeah, I think he was looking to edit it down from 2 hours and 34 minutes. And he was trying to get some feedback from people as to how to create a more streamlined version.
Right.
For you to get it, someone has to send you the link.
Yeah.
So we need
Okay.
your email.
Oh yeah, I can get her email.
You got her, get her email, and then I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be great. So the person that did it is still cutting it down and he's just looking for.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
Manoj, and he's in India right now. He lives in
Okay.
Spain, but he was, when the things happened, he was in India. So his wife is still in Madrid, but he is.
Well, my sound connection's bad.
Oh, that's in this connection. So this is Alyssa. What's the email?
Yeah.
So it's my name. I'm actually on the Azule list because I get the emails, but it's Alyssa, ALYSSA, period Evets, EVETTS, @gmail.com.
Okay, so Alyssa, if I looked up Alyssa Evets, I would probably find it, but it's also alyssa.evets@gmail.com.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
I can send that to you. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, that would be great. We've been watching one movie a day, right? In lockdown.
So you were there 2 years ago, or that was a year ago?
No, it would have been this time last year that we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
I think I remember that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cool because in that documentary you see places and then you get to learn the entire backstory, which we all kind of know anyway, but it's also, there's images of how things looked like in the 70s and 80s and 90s with the narrative, how they evolved. And the music room in particular was particularly fast. She didn't want to put windows in there at first.
Yeah.
Like, the materials, but then it was like, oh, you can't have no windows, which was probably the right position because that would just be dark. Now it's got that.
Take pictures of Camille as a child.
Remember the music room, the one
Yeah.
we interviewed her and it was all around. Yeah.
Oh,
Bonjour Camille. Bonjour Camille.
oh,
Tu te souviens? Remember?
Ah.
La française, the French one who came to see you en octobre l'année dernière.
You remember her?
I think so. Oh, let's tell me.
It's easier for me.
You don't remember me? I came to see you. I'm French too.
Yes, Elizabeth.
Voilà.
Elizabeth, right?
Not
Yeah.
good advertising.
Yeah.
The French connection is here.
Monica.
Hi, Monique.
There she is in her
Hello.
sewing studio.
Mhm.
Hello.
So Elizabeth, Monica,
And I think I saw Tony show up.
Tony.
Tony Torn, I saw him show up.
His name is, oh, there's more people that are popping in, that's why.
Not sharing a
Yeah,
And there's
Okay.
Bunny.
Okay.
Oh,
what do you think?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who- Camille, who is at Azule with you right now?
Alicia,
hello. How are you, Michelle?
Tony, and
Yeah.
Anne.
Hello.
Hi, Alicia. Hi, everybody.
How are you guys?
Good.
Are you all up in New York?
No.
We've been here in Marshall for a month
Oh,
now.
yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
a lot better than being up there.
That's a good place to be.
Yes.
Oh, is that Susan? Hey, Susan.
Yeah, hi, Lisa.
Yeah,
you?
Susan, yeah.
We just,
The pollen.
yeah,
The pollen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
How's everybody?
And she's in Michigan.
I am. With lots of pollen in Michigan this time of year.
Yes. Yes. It's here.
Yeah.
That's the thing about these online meetings. It's now you have an opportunity to speak
Okay.
to the public.
We're gonna say goodbye. We just wanted to pop in for a minute and say hello.
Okay.
Oh, it's good to see you.
But we hope you do something more, and we'll pop in and see you again.
Okay. Will they also be able to see later?
Okay.
We're gonna open again too. We're gonna open too sometime.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully we'll be able to come down and visit when the border opens up again. Maybe in 6 months or something. We'll see.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Very good.
Nice to see you.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Nice.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.
Good night. Hello. So,
Hello. Elizabeth, are you in France?
No, I'm in
Where are
Atlanta.
you? Oh, in Atlanta. Ah.
Yeah, I would rather be in France, I think, right now.
Maybe.
Anyway, no, I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
somebody asked the question, if this video would be available later. Shane, do you know if that's the case? Is there a place where this is stored?
Yeah, so this can be available later if it's something that you guys want. I am recording it, so I'll just send that off to Alicia at the end, and you can do whatever you want to with it.
Awesome. We could even put it in the newsletter.
So we want to start.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
we get to do the bell now, right?
Okay. So.
Order in the court.
This is, I guess, I ring the bell because each time we start the potluck, I always ring the bell. And I guess I don't see my email. And so, and I always mention that we are on occupied land. So today, I just want to say, can you hear me first? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so today I want to say that Joy Arjo then is our appointed Nation Poet Laureate. She just got a second year, the second term, and I'm very excited about that. She's a Native American. And on her first year, Arjo focused on expanding her digital presence, connecting with other Native poets and highlighting the intersection between music and poetry. So on a second term, now that she's going to get to have a second term, and it starts in September, she will focus on Living Nation, Living Words, a map of First People poetry featuring contemporary Native poets reading their work. and she has been, she's 68, and she dedicated her career to making Native people and their story visible. So she wrote a memoir called Crazy Brave, where she shed light on a troubled childhood. And then she also wrote, the roots found in the poetry of the more than 500 living indigenous nations. And that's on An American Sunrise. So there it is.
Very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Is she
great news.
in your newsletter, Camille?
Yeah.
Is she posted into your newsletter?
I don't think so.
Okay.
She will be next month.
Who will what?
Jim says she will be next month.
Who will?
This woman.
Oh, yeah.
Joy Arjo.
Oh, yeah, very
She's
good.
a poet laureate.
Yeah. She's really cool.
Yeah.
I've seen several interviews with her, and I'm always very impressed. So that's nice. And I'm really happy she got a second year.
Very good. Yeah. I didn't realize that.
So I just want also to tell you that we got, I just received last week a documentary on me for that lasted 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh,
And it was just out of the blue. And when I received it, I received it at midnight. So I stay until 3 o'clock in the morning to watch it. And the only thing I could say was, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. And then I went to bed. I couldn't say anything else. And then I had to watch it again in a couple of days after. But it really blew my mind because he was filming in 2015. And I didn't hear nothing about this until now, 5 years later. And there it is. Okay, so it's a lot of material in it.
Is it available anywhere? Can we see it anywhere, Camille?
I was going to show just a picture of it. Oh, hello. How are you? What? I can't hear. Hello.
Drea was asking if we can hear it anywhere, or if we can see the documentary anywhere.
You have to send me your email, and if you send me
Andrea Dwelling? Is that
It
Andrea?
is. That is who that is. Yes.
I thought the image is coming kind of weird. How are you?
Okay, the documentary, you have to send me an email, and then I can send it back.
Good to see
Okay,
you.
Andrea, Andrea.
Okay.
It says Bunny.
Good
Oh,
to
Bunny.
see you.
Yeah, it's like.
I know what my name is Bunny Calder, and this is my Etsy shop.
That's why.
But I don't know how.
Yeah, and the audio sometimes is coming oddly, but yeah, I totally recognize her. What is that? Are you still in Weaverville?
I am, yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, God, it's kind of.
She's in Weaverville.
Yeah, I love it here.
So you're
Yeah,
just
they're
down the
just
road.
about to reopen. Huh?
You're just down the road then from us. Kind of.
I'm so close. Yeah. It's like a 45-minute drive.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I know here that's like just down the road.
As soon as we're allowed to.
But it's really so far.
Yeah.
Now we can give it to anybody.
Yeah, now well, first of all, I just want to show, I don't know if anybody can see this, but this is the documentary right there. I'm not going to show it 2 hours, but that's, as you can see, that's what it is. And we will email people the link.
Send me your email, and then I can send it to you.
Should I post
So
the link?
is there footage from the 70s in it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Oh, I gotta watch
yes, volleyball.
We got to see this.
Yes.
Yes.
I wonder if I should post it in the
Karma.
You can post the link in the chats, and then we can all copy it onto our own computers.
My notes
Yeah,
was that right?
as long as it's not, yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't want it to be publicly.
Right.
But if I post it in the comments, then everybody here can just sort of grab
okay,
it.
then you can, that's right, yeah.
I'm gonna try that. Okay, so
Okay.
It's just for us. We won't share it with anybody.
that's right.
Okay, yeah, that's it, yeah.
How do I do this? I have to go to my email. So I will do it right now. Maybe somebody can say something interesting.
We're going to
So
put.
Camilla, I did want to ask you, like, when do you think you might open your space again? When do you think Azule may be moving to be open again?
We don't know.
Yeah.
May has been completely shut. We still have few people that are supposed to come in June, but we still don't know if we're going to if we are.
Yeah.
If we're going to
No, I figured like around here we're looking at September for things. So yeah.
Where is here?
I live outside of Philadelphia, so I'm in the southeastern Pennsylvania, which is still climbing into an area that you don't want to go to. Right, but we're, in my universe, everyone's very careful. So but not everybody in our area is doing that. Yeah.
Atlanta is the same. Atlanta is pretty bad.
Yeah, you have to just really, you got to just pay close attention and take care of yourself and just do the right thing, so. But I had conversation with some people down there yesterday or the day before, so trying to figure out when I might come south again, but, only when, people are comfortable, Anyway, it is what it is, we're all navigating the what's real, what's not real, and let's just wear a mask no matter what.
Right. Yeah.
So I think what we
Susan
had
is talking, but she's muted. Maybe Shane could unmute her. Who?
Susan?
You're muted, Susan. Thank you.
Oh, I can't. Oh, there
There
we
you
go.
go. You got it.
There we go. I was just apologizing. I have to go because I have a family thing right now. But I hope we can do this again, maybe once a month. What do you think?
Do you have 5 minutes, Susan? Susan, do you have?
I do have 5 minutes.
Okay, Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could just share with 5 minutes, because we're trying to give everybody like 5-10 minutes to share what they're doing, what work or anything. And so we'd love to just hear from you before you were to go.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to just give you a quick run through. I'm trying to get ready for a show in the fall, and I don't know if it's going to happen or not. And it's called Animal, Vegetable, Mineral, and it's going to be ceramics, which is the mineral part. And I'm doing, of course, pollen, but then I started doing animals. I'm really interested in animals of Southern Africa, and also extinction things. So right now, let me turn you around here. I'm making little black rhinos.
Wow.
See if you can see them.
Okay.
They're very puffy and cute. And I'm having trouble getting this camera. There we go.
Yes.
Look
at this.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm using this time to advantage, and I am grateful that I can be working in my studio. Thanks for asking.
Oh yeah, no.
What about other people?
Yeah, no, hopefully. So that was Susan. So who's the next person wants to share what they have been up to?
Could we go, because I think Leanne has a phone call she needs to make.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
We're just so grateful to be here. We've spent a month being very, very quiet and not spreading around too much, because of course we came from
The bad place.
the bad place. But we've been planting lots of vegetables. So right now we're getting ready to try to defend those plantings against the frost that seems to be possible.
Yeah, that's coming in.
Yes.
And we're wrapping up our school years, right, Leanne?
You were teaching online. I'm teaching at St. John's in Queens, and Tony's teaching at MIT. And I'm writing lots and lots of poetry and dream transcriptions.
Oh, good.
Dream transcription.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Everybody looks sad.
Sad. Well,
Smile.
I've got a smile on my face. I hate people to tell me,
He's
"Don't-
tired.
you'd look so much prettier if you just smile."
Oh, yeah. Never heard that.
Oh,
before.
that's-
Susan and, hello.
okay, we have to go.
Great to see you,
Oh.
Susan.
Thank you. Thanks for doing this. Shane, thank you especially for setting
Oh,
this
thanks
up.
so much, Shane, yeah.
And the next time will be easier, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is the first run we anticipated it would be.
Bye.
What's that?
All right, so we
Okay,
have
so
Yeah, but I
Tony,
think I got
Okay.
muted.
Tony,
I'm not sure if it's still
Yeah.
hearing me or not.
Tony,
Much
and
love, everybody.
Okay. Who else wants to go?
No, Tony,
No, I'm,
you haven't finished.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on
So
there, I
Tony-
think. Shane is the one who's taking care of it. I somehow got muted, but that might be back on.
All right.
I'm on. They can hear me on here.
Yeah, you're on now, Linda.
They're here now. I was talking to them before. Somehow I'm on there.
I hear you.
Well, they said hello. Everybody said hello.
There you go.
Come in, Major Tom.
There you go. Oh, that's better. Oh, you look way better, Andrew. Something
Thank
happened.
you.
Mommy,
Just did my hair.
there you go. So where's Tony and
Tony and Leon, are you still in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we want you to finish, you know, what you were talking.
Ah!
We've been doing lots of online stuff. Leanne's been listening to lots of poetry readings. I directed a Zoom staged reading. I did a project with Jimmy O'Neill, who's an artist we met down here in Marshall just today. He's got a place down in South Carolina, and I sort of was controlling him like a video game avatar, but in real time, and he was wandering around his property down there, and that was fun. I'm going to post a video of that on Instagram and Facebook soon.
all right, so that's good. Thanks so much, Tony and Leanne. So who else would like to share about what they are doing at this moment? How about Nancy? I see you there first in line.
Well, I do a lot of planting, and I'm 3 years behind because I've had injuries to my hips. So I have 3 years of yard cleanup and seeds to plant. I collect native seeds and grow native plants. So I'm cleaning seed now and getting ready to plant things in containers. And I'm cleaning up my nursery, which is quite a mess. And
Oh, yeah.
so I'm doing a lot of outside work, but I'm catching up on, I'm sort of altering my entire wardrobe so I can wear it. I lost some weight while I had problems. So I have a lot of house projects and outside projects, and my art has suffered entirely. I did finish a drawing. I'm going to take a new direction. My drawing came out rather bold and not quite what I expected. So I'm thinking of doing some watercolor washes. I'm actually getting some of my old just simple pen and ink drawings and coloring them just for fun.
All right.
Are there any, can we see?
Well, I'll show you this one drawing I've been working on. I've been working with brush pens, and it's probably too tight for me. I need to loosen up, but I wanted to do a little more with the brush pen. So then I switched to black and white, and it's just, I was going after, I had a book on Van Gogh's drawings, which was a catalog to a big show he had a few years ago. They had, I think in New York, I think it traveled a little, but his inks were much, either they were faded or they weren't as dark as mine. These are supposed to be India ink brush pens, but anyway, this came out, my forest behind the house, it's a landscape, it's kind of big, it's going to be hard to see, but in any case, it looks more like a jungle than a forest around here. So I got everything I was drawing sort of came out as a jungle, but I don't know. This is kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I love those lines.
Yeah.
Maybe if you hold it steady at one.
Yeah,
cool.
that's good.
Oh, that's.
I'll go back some. Here, how about that?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's the tree.
Very nice.
Wonderful.
This is it's a local landscape on 209 as you go
Ah.
south towards Waynesville. It's an empty house. It's been empty ever since we've lived here. Someone told me they call it the haunted house.
Yeah.
It is a haunted house. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's on the way to Waynesville. Yeah.
But the tree with the flowers blooms
Love it.
every year. And I love it. I've taken pictures every time I go by this dumb house at different times of year. I take a photograph of it and the property. It's even more interesting on the side. There's some older buildings that are bare wood and some different things. And then barn on the other side. So it's kind of a fun property to watch. But I've been trying to learn how to do landscapes. I never did any landscapes. And so far, I think my illustration background's coming through. They look more like illustrations than art. Anyway. So
Thank you, Nancy.
Sure.
Thank you.
Is Monica still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm in my sewing room, as always. Been working on a bunch of quilts and also rearranging some things. I have a lot of fabric that I need to put in order, and I have to tame that beast because it's getting to be out of control.
Hello.
Oh.
Show your cool studio.
Huh?
Show them how neat your studio is. 'Cause it's like super.
And the quilt.
Oh, you have to pin this down.
I'll show you the quilt that I made for this moment, I guess, for this period. My husband and I, we like to work on crossword puzzles a lot. And so I figured since we were home, we've been doing a lot of crossword puzzles. So this is what inspired this quilt. I'm gonna get it just a minute.
See that little Chilean flag right there.
And I have to keep talking so that the screen focuses on me. So I'll just keep talking while I show it. So here it is.
That's a
freaking.
Oh, my God.
Guys, you know,
Can you see it?
if you choose gallery view, you can see everybody. You don't have to only see the
I have
person. who's-
gallery view. I just
Sewing, coffee. So,
Yeah,
there's Jake
very
with
good.
that. So all the things that are important
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah.
That's,
Good.
That's really neat.
Coffee.
Yeah, that would be in my quilt. Man. Shit.
Coffee. Yeah.
That's
And other than that, I don't know if I can show you the sewing room because I'm tethered to in my computer. I'm not on my cell phone. So I think all you can see is what's behind me.
It's basically
But I'm in a
trailer. Yeah.
It's a trailer, it's a camper. My sewing room is actually not a room, it's a camper.
That's cool.
Okay.
It looks good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monica.
Is that it?
Where are you? Geographically, where are you, Monica?
I am in Black Mountain,
Won't be by yourself.
North Carolina.
Open plan.
And that's it. And the other thing that I've been doing is a lot of online meetings. I've been doing a lot of Zoom meetings too.
Yeah.
Like everyone else.
And Monica is the mother of Alicia.
Yay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure you can tell.
Yes, we can. We can.
Just like her. People always say, "Oh, you look like sisters." So there you go.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
you do.
right.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Babs.
Thank you for inviting me.
Andrea.
Okay, Andrea driving. Let's hear from you in nearby Weaverville.
Weaverville, yeah. I've been working on some writing and still editing for the sixth draft of the book that I began at Azule almost over a year ago now.
Yeah.
And then I could show you the most recent print I just did. Let me grab it.
Oh yeah, because you have a printmaking studio set up, don't you? I have to go look at it from there.
So my partner and I actually got an etching press, which has been really awesome. And so I made recently, this was my most recent design.
Okay. Well, look at that. It's like eyes, flowers with eyes in them. That's lovely.
Yeah. And I've been learning how to use the jigsaw so I can cut these pieces of wood, and then I can make frames a lot cheaper that way. And I can just Mod Podge the prints onto it, and I think it looks nice with different color borders. So
this is
nice.
an etching?
Huh?
This is an etching?
Yeah, so this is an etching press. I carved it out of linoleum.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. So yeah, that's been keeping me busy.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. And so you can make lots of those now, and different papers or materials and stuff. That's pretty.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you come to Azule and teach that?
Yeah.
I would love to learn that. Yeah, sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as it's fine for me to come up there, I could bring
Yeah.
all of the supplies and we could go to
Yeah,
do it
I'll
together.
remember that.
Oh, that would. I want to be in on that action too. I love that. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think between Pickle and I, we probably have enough supplies for all of us. I can just bring everything we have. So
Great.
yeah.
That's very cool. Wow. Are you in like Weaverville, like in the town area?
I'm really close. I can walk to downtown. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, which I love. I can walk to a library. It's my favorite part.
Is it open?
Not right now.
Yeah,
No.
wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost went there the other day, but the coffee shop's not really open. I mean, they do that takeout thing, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's closed down. I'm pretty sure.
I believe the Marshall Library is going to open soon, though.
Oh, good. So I wonder if they'll do that all across. Oh, is Marshall in Buncombe County or is in Marshall?
No, it's
Madison.
Buncombe.
Yeah.
No,
Madison.
Marshall is Madison. Yeah, but you are in Buncombe.
You are in Buncombe County.
I'm in Buncombe. So yeah, I don't know when our libraries will open. I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
I hear that Black Mountain they're going to open the shops on Saturday.
Wow.
The city decided, but with restrictions. But
yeah,
they are going to. So we'll see what happens.
So thanks so much, Andrea. It's great to see you soon. So Elizabeth, would you like to share what you're doing a bit?
Yes. Yes. I'm a yoga therapist and a teacher of French. And so weirdly enough, for 3 years, I didn't work a lot. I was in a complete 380 degrees change professionally. So 3 years of doing a lot, but on my own, very, solitude and, no feedback. And then this pandemic is also the time where I had the most work in 3 years. So I teach French for the Alliance Française in Atlanta online.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
People who want to, they want to learn a language, they're interested in the culture. And I'm really coming up with two things that are new, but they're very connected together. So I'm going to teach a series about wellness and how to keep your sanity sort of during this. And I would like to talk about the mind-body connection.
Good.
And I'm going to do it in French for people who have the level. And also I'm teaching yoga therapy online, which I had a lot of doubt at the beginning.
Yeah,
so
you can do that. Like,
yeah, I had a lot of doubt. I mean, I did it for free for 2 months, but actually, I only teach with a very small number of people.
I feel like with yoga, you're correcting people's posture and stuff like that, and that's hard to imagine.
No, I don't do that anyway, even in real life. No, I concentrate more focused on the emotional life and the breathing.
All right.
So, I mean, it's very rare in my yoga classes that people do something wrong because the movements are so simple. You can do them if you're in a wheelchair. So, So it's more about sharing who you are, what you're up to, what's weighing on your heart after a good session of deep breathing. So it works. It's not the same, but it works. So I'm continuing. Yeah.
And language study is probably pretty easy, right? I mean, just teaching French online is very easy, probably.
Oh, yeah, very easy. I don't think so, but it's better than nothing. That's for sure. I'm very grateful to Zoom and online. I mean, easy. Teaching a language and learning it is you do it because of the teacher, right? You get a liking for their energy, and and you play with that as a teacher. And of course, with the online thing, there's more of a distance.
That's what I was, yeah.
But I mean, still, I use my, my credit from when they saw me in real, and I get what I can.
That's right.
And then they know each other too, so people want to get together just like we are doing right now.
Yeah.
Like-minded people, people have that common interest, so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, your presence comes across very well on the screen.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I mean, I do what I can to, I love what I do. I really do. Whether in French or yoga therapy, I love it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what comes across.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Well, thanks. Thanks so much. Now maybe we could hear from Michelle. How's Michelle doing?
Hello. It's been an interesting ride. I have not been going to my art studio because I don't think that it's in a very concentrated, very lower income area. So I had brought my some of my art supplies out. So I don't have a big wall to work on. So I've been making small cards with antique stamps. I don't know if I say. I don't know how to do that. Oh,
there we go.
You have to take that background off. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me.
It's really cool. I have to say, I love your background, but
yeah, I don't know how to get that off here. Okay, so let me go back to this. So that's like so I'm using my art and antique stamps to do different things, and I've been sending them all over the world.
Oh, beautiful.
So, I don't really, this is one, yeah, so like normally I work on a big wall and do like more American Indian or different kind of products, I use, but these are just making more like collage and things like that, and and just spreading them all over the world. And I have to say, they get to Spain faster than California. It's kind of interesting. Postal service locally takes a lot longer than overseas.
Wow.
I have a garden. I have a small garden, and I was going to do that anyway. And I have today I probably walked, and I was outside most of the day. So I can see my family, but you can't get close to anybody. So it's, it's challenging. I live like 5 minutes or 10 minutes from them, but so I've been working a lot outside I finally did a yoga class online last night. I was very lazy.
I know. No hug.
Yeah, and a lot of Zoom things. I pray a lot. I have like specific like spiritual practice I do every day to keep myself sane.
Sure.
And then I also like tequila, so that's been helpful. I definitely like to have I've enjoyed a tequila tonight. And it's been a magnificent spring, and the clean air and the birds. I mean, and I have noticed that I just have this huge amount of joy present, be by myself, and it like wells up. And then I get really high, and then I go, shoosh, it's like a rocket slide down the other way. But I think that's part of whatever this is, that that's the flow, and I don't know, just staying healthy. I was helping some other people who were not well, but I was doing that for like 4 months, and I let go of that service because I need to be more in service to myself. And that is part of this big lesson of this time, is how be in service of ourselves, and walking and being safe and blessing the planet. It's got to be enough some days, That's it. That's my, and I just really wanted to connect tonight because Camille is a very, very dear friend, and, from early 70s. So here we go.
Yep.
My heart is in the mountains always. So
Well, we'd love to see you soon. Come by at some point.
I'll be down there when it's workable.
There you go. Great. Thanks so much. Thank you. And now Jeremy.
We're saying goodnight. Good night, Camille.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. Thanks
See
a
ya.
lot. Yes.
We hope to see
Good
you
night.
soon. Just
Yeah,
down
we'll
the
come
road.
by. We'll do a drive-by.
Awesome.
Yes.
Funny. Okay, here's Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, it's good to see you. So you just had like a test or something, right?
Yeah, it was like 7% of my grade. It wasn't really super stressful, but yeah, I just finished it. It was at 6, which is 7 your time. So I finished that and hopped right on as soon as I could.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
7 years? Is that what
No, oh no, at 7 he had like a test.
At 7.
At
Okay.
7.
He's in Central Time, aren't you? Central Time.
I'm in Central Time, so.
Yeah. Did you do good on the test?
Yeah, it's a pass-fail class, so it was a very small portion of the grade, so I wasn't super concerned with it. But yeah.
Oh,
well.
well. It's still better.
Sorry?
That sounded odd. I
Yeah.
think that was Linda. That didn't come across very well. But
So what are you doing, Jeremy?
I lost picture.
Oh, uh-oh.
I think that's on her end. I think that she had like a dip in internet service or something. That's what it sounds like.
okay, cool.
But me, I'm just really, finishing school. I thought going to grad school and getting a master's in composition would allow me to write more often. But there's a lot of other stuff that goes along with that. The school has taken up, quite a bit of my time. But I've done quite a bit of writing as well. I just finished up a song cycle based on poetry from a poet in Brooklyn. It was supposed to get performed in April, but everything got shut down. So, but I did that. I finished a piece for band, and I've been kind of working on a chamber symphony, which I think is I finished the first movement of that maybe half a month ago. I think that's going to be a multi-year sort of endeavor. But.
Really? Huh. When you say like chamber symphony, is that just strings or more to it?
It's just a reduced symphony. So, the strings are kind of cut in half. There's still multiple players on each part. And then the winds are sort of one out apart for the most part. I guess I'll say part one more time. But yeah, it's just a smaller sort of symphony or orchestra. And the reason I'm doing a chamber symphony is really just because I think I have a much greater chance of getting a chamber symphony performed than a full symphony.
That's true. That would take a big effort to find a whole orchestra. Like, wow.
Yeah, well, they say writing a symphony is like, buying a lottery ticket with a year of your life. It may get performed, it may not. Hopefully the chamber symphony is a little more condensed. It's shorter. It's a smaller group. It's probably going to be around 15 to 20 minutes. So, hopefully I'll be able to get, a performance or more off of that. So
that would be really cool. And you said it'll take you a couple of years to finish that?
it just kind of depends, it's still a really big form. And so, it takes a lot longer, and the type of development that you have to use is just a lot different than writing a 8-minute long piece or a 10-minute long piece, for smaller instruments. So, but yeah, I'm not in a huge rush to do that, to finish that up.
easy or hard to write music when you're all cooped up like this?
You know, honestly, my personality, I think, is made specifically for this sort of environment. You know, it's a shame that I had to come by it in the circumstance that we're in, but I don't mind being cooped up and not talking to people and not leaving the house very. I kind of like it. So.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've weirdly been playing more music now than ever before, so I don't know. It's kind of weird.
What have you been playing?
I mean, I've learned like I know piano and violin. I just, you know, but I haven't like seriously played it in an adult. But now I've kind of been doing it, you know, and so that's what I mean. It's kind of odd, but kind of cool that that is something that now I am doing. You know, it's fun. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not like. No. But anyway, cool. There we go. Well, it's great to thanks so much, Jeremy. So we got Shane.
Yourself now.
Oh well, Jim is gonna be in proxy of me, and of course there's.
No, you too.
No, but he gives the spiel.
You do everything together.
Well, I can introduce it. It's just that, yeah. All right. So what we do, Jim and I, as you all know, we create art made out of wood, and I do the illustration, and he comes up with the words. And one of our recent pieces actually had the Chevy that is here, and you will see that in the next newsletter. And what I like about, so I will share some of the art that I made, and then I will have Jim perform the piece, because that is kind of his actorial. And I'm sure, so I don't know if you can see like the faces here. So I always burn those faces. Oh, you want to see this thing? Okay. So how do I do a pin? Pin video. Here we go. There we go. Oh, that's good. See, that's true. That's better. Thanks, Kermit. So there's that, and this is a big stick, and there's like a face. Whoa. And then here, this is a Turner project. Is a project that I had made from a Kickstarter campaign like a good 7, 8, 9 years ago, and it was doing reproductions of J.M.W. Turner's work on wood panels. So this is old, but what we've done now is we have added the words and more illustrations. So
wow.
And
cool.
Now I'm gonna have the hymn, and I will show the picture. So this is, and I do the drawing and he does the coloring. So that is
Oh, what a great duo.
And the Turner project just in process.
Oh yeah, this one is in process. The same thing, the Turner project. And here
And
the
you
words.
painted that. You painted that, right, Alicia?
Yeah,
You
correct.
90 paintings in 90 days.
Yeah, I did 90
Wow.
of these suckers, and I did one a day. It was insane. And
She didn't start till 8 o'clock at night.
What?
I went to bed at 8 a.m. That was fun. That really.
Oh
was
my
fun.
goodness.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. All right.
See, and so this actually, we just have finished up, I just finished up the words for the first 26 Love in the Time of COVID art series. And this is going to be one of those. It says, never before in history could anyone rationally envision the enterprise to sustain and entertain us as possible in social isolation. An indisputable fact that we disregard at our mortal peril, since the scheming dreams and plans of plutocratic gangsters for unbridled social dominance and perpetual profiteering notwithstanding, for a litany of irrefutably logical reasons, psychic and material, mental and emotional, immunological and metabolic, and on and on and on, this fundamental truth of all prior human evolution, conjoined and collective, remains immutable still. And, so that's one of the 26 new messages. And then these others have, the typical categories. There's one that's political, one that's philosophical, and one that's romantic. And of course, this is the romantic message. You can always tell the romantic messages because they have hearts on them. Heartfelt is a great thing. And, they're fun to read. And we're actually probably going to sell either this weekend or, soon, as often as we can. And, hope to see people. And if not, we'll certainly be back again, I'm sure.
Thank you, Swing.
See.
Yay. Okay, how about
Very nice.
we'd like to, Linda, too bad we can't really see you, but it would be good to hear how things go with you. Hello.
I'm barely hearing you. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you somewhat now. Yeah. Well, everything's cool. I'm kind of glad that you can't see my face. Sorry, but glad. And all I've been doing is keeping everything clean because I'm living with someone who goes out to do some work and then he comes home. So we clean everything a lot and not much art, just working on a very old collage, and it just goes on and gets worse and worse every day. But I'm with Jeremy. I kind of like the lockdown in some ways. It's like a part of my personality just to be here, in and out of the house, and just being alone is okay. Yeah. I miss my children and want to hug them, which I know Monica probably does too. And so one day we will get to do that again. And everybody, all of our friends too. See all of you, hopefully sometime at the end of summer, maybe, when we open.
Yeah, it'll be great to see you all again. And we're all so close. That's the crazy part,
I know.
On the road. I could literally drive by there now.
I know. Well, this is fun. This has been fun. And I was thinking all along, Camille, that we could maybe do this with our art class. If we get it worked really with Bill.
Would be great. Is there a reason we can't see your video though? Is that because you're on the phone or?
Well, I don't have a camera on my computer.
Oh, she's on your
So I don't have a picture of me because I don't have a camera on my computer. And I'm not on the phone. Doug has one on his phone, but it's just phone, so we didn't do it that way. But now see how much fun it is. I may have to get one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Alicia can put it on for me.
Oh, except then I'd have to go to your house,
Oh, that's right. No, not right now. Not right now. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks everybody. It was fun.
Okay, Linda, you need to get a new computer. The camera's built in.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And they'll deliver it to your house. She's gone.
That's true. No, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for that.
iPads are cheap. Get it refurbished.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, we'd love to hear from Shane. Hello, Shane.
Hello, Alicia.
Yeah. Hey, we'd love to hear how you're doing.
I'm okay. I mean, mostly just been teaching online and having to deal with all of that. That transition has been a lot. I've got 5 classes with about 20-something students in each one of them, all going online kind of at the same time.
Wow.
And trying to drag as many of them as possible to the finish line has proven quite a chore, but we're getting there, one of my classes ended today actually, so, and most of them I think are gonna stumble across the finish line, so that's good. Otherwise, I haven't really been doing a lot of writing or anything during this time because of that, but stuff that was already written, like music and stuff, I've been laying down a lot more music over the last little bit because I already know it doesn't take creative energy to put it down, it just takes mental energy to do that. So that's what I did over spring break, which was kind of cool because I got to stay home another week. Because our quarantine started probably 3 or 4 weeks before our spring break actually happened. So I was like, it's spring break. And Michelle, my girlfriend who I live with, is like, you've been home for a month. Like, why is this any different? I was like, you don't get it, man. I was like, I've been in front of the computer every day for like so many hours. And now I get to sit in front of the computer and do something different. So
that's how it is, man. So how many of these crazy meetings do you have to do as like a teacher?
So honestly, because I've taught online forever because I teach at community colleges and technical colleges. And so I've taken for granted that they have required some degree of online teaching every semester. And so I've been able to develop a ton of course materials over the years. And so whenever we went online, it was a much more drastic change for my students than it was for me. I was able to just roll stuff over because I already had all of the classes created for already online classes, you know. So it wasn't that big of a stretch for me to just flip the switch.
Well, that's cool. That's very cool. But yeah, it's interesting. So you were saying that you're finding it easier or more fun to play music during this time too, huh?
Yeah, I think part of that is because I don't, it's really hard for me to write long form fiction during the school year because I don't have very long periods of time that I can focus on one story. So I find some luck working on short fiction, but I've been, you know, songwriting is something that can happen in spurts. Whereas if I'm writing a novel, which I'm hoping to get into in a couple of weeks, if I'm writing a novel, I like to immerse myself completely in that work for long periods of time. And the school year just doesn't allow for that kind of work.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. That's pretty cool. Well, we're really grateful, Shane, for helping us to do this. This has really been really awesome.
Yeah, we'll iron the wrinkles out for next time.
Absolutely. And in a sense, there's almost no reason why.
I think Drea's trying to say something.
I was going to ask, do you have a premise for your new book? Like a quick thing to share with us?
So I'm 12,000 words into it, just from writing in spurts over the last little bit. And so it's still in that extended universe that we've talked a lot about, you know, that I've been writing in. And this is, so my third novel, which is done and in the drawer, brings the universe up to the apocalyptic moment. And the next novel is on the other side of that. I think we talked a little bit about, this is what I was working on when we were at Azule in December, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you have like an excerpt or something to read? Or?
Oh, not right here. I don't.
Oh, okay. That would be cool.
And I put my guitar in the other room. I mean, that's an electric. That one has to plug in. It doesn't count.
Okay, wouldn't be very loud. And so that was one of the novels that actually had Azule in it. Is that right?
Yeah. So the novel, "The Smoke in His Eyes," has a description of the house. The house actually appears in that book. And then the house also appears in the concept album that I was writing when I was there last summer with my friend Neil. And Drea plays violin on one of those tracks. Drea, I've been digging into "Oh Dang," the song, for a few days now, and every time I just get more and more frustrated with it, but it's not you, it's me.
I want to add real quick. I always like to say that I'm also a character in "The Smoke in His Eyes." I'm the main character in that book.
Yeah, Jeremy likes to claim that.
Not true, but I do like to claim it.
Yeah.
Nice. So it's like it's kind of a meta thing. Are we really in the book or are we in real life? Nobody knows. I think, right?
I'm having a hard time with what real life is lately, for sure.
Yes.
Not the only one.
We all are.
Yes, I think so. We all are.
That is true.
So true.
Very cool. Well, I believe everybody has shared.
Yeah, I wanted to share one thing just with the group. I listen to live music every day, and these two fellas on Facebook are just great. Rolly Brown, ROLLYBRWON. He is a guitar aficionado. He has taught much guitar all over the world. He's amazing. And his old buddy from the Kent State, Ohio days, Alex, ALEX, Bevan, BEVAN, and they play on Facebook every day almost. So very short, and it's uplifting, and it's just such a wonderful thing to have live music, you know, and many people are doing that, but these guys are just kind of homegrown, cool guys. You probably, this whole group would feel very, you know, connected. So I just wanted to share that.
If any way you could share that in the comments so that we.
How do we do that? Yeah, I'm sort of a comment retard, but I'll work on it. Here it is. Oh, chat. Okay. Here, I'll write it in here. Okay.
And I actually have a musician that I want to share too. He's a local person called Pierce Edens, and he does a great live stream every day at 4, and now he's actually doing kind of a 50th performance extravaganza, and he's really great. He's kind of a local star, and actually his first thing started today at 8, so it's kind of going on now, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm posting the link. I highly recommend people check him out right there. And we will also love to see Rolly Brown. So that's how it's spelled. I'm gonna go look for that.
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is all Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, yeah, I think this guy is here.
Okay, I like to add something. Pierce Eden is the guy that made the round patio in front of Azule.
Yes.
You know, he's the one that did the stone wall.
Okay. And that's the link I sent. Yeah, he's a really great one.
Just a little detail.
I'm gonna go ahead and follow Rolly Brown.
Well, I'm looking forward to checking out the documentary. I'll write you a note.
Yeah, I sent it to you, but you didn't receive it, huh?
I don't know. I'll look. If I haven't received it, I'll send you a note back. I would love to see
Send
it.
me a note,
I just thank you to
Yeah.
Shane for doing this. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I really didn't do anything special. I just had faster internet than Azule did.
Yes.
Put it all together and
Yeah.
you know.
You can
Thanks
tell I have
everybody else
You
too.
can tell I have faster internet than the mountains because Linda laughed a full minute after I said that.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Bye everybody.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye, everyone.
Saying goodbye. Bye-bye. Thank you, Alicia and Camille.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Monica.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Andrea.
Andrea and Monica. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know when the next one is.
Eso, Lema.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Yeah, here we
Okay.
are.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I guess we leave here, right? We're gonna go ahead and leave now.
Okay, bye.
It's good to see you guys. Thanks for coming, and hopefully we'll do this again soon.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye, Camille. Take care.